Unwilling to be a cat bride, Xiaohong searched the entire cross street but found no sign of the white cat. After a long day of running around, exhausted, she stopped to rest near a cafe. But the moment she sat down, she realized she'd seated herself on a fat cat, a white one, at that. Could it be a coincidence? Was this the office? The fat cat shot her an annoyed glance but didn't answer. Thinking she might have mistaken the cat, Xiaohong was about to leave when it suddenly spoke, telling her to follow. She trailed the fat cat through streets and alleyways, ducking into narrow lanes and climbing over rooftops until they finally arrived at an arched gateway. As she stepped closer, she was stunned. Before her stood a miniature version of a European-style town, and at its center was the cat affairs office. Just then, lights flickered on inside the building, and a cat in formal attire emerged, the master of the house, Baron Cat. After confirming the situation and listening to Xiaohong explain everything that had happened, the Baron invited her inside. The office was exquisitely decorated, filled with an air of mystery. The Baron prepared a cup of coffee for her. Even the cup was adorable, which made Xiaohong even more curious. The Baron began discussing the Cat Kingdom with the fat cat. The fat cat remarked that the Cat Kingdom was a place for those who couldn't control their own time. Marrying the prince might not be so bad, at least she'd want for nothing and wouldn't have to go to school. But Xiaohong was naturally unwilling. At her insistence, the Baron finally agreed to help, though he warned her that from then on, she must learn to manage her own time. Otherwise, even if he resolved this matter, the cats would come for her again. Just then, the Cat Kingdom's servant found them. He had come to take Xiaohong to be the prince's bride. Before she could react, a large group of cats surrounded her and carried her away. The fat cat leaped into action, chasing after them, while the Baron followed on his raven. The fat cat jumped onto the cat-drawn carriage carrying Xiaohong. They passed through a ring-shaped portal, with the Baron close behind. Then, more and more ring-shaped gates opened as the cats whisked Xiaohong and the fat cat away at high speed, the Baron in hot pursuit. They plunged into a tunnel of light and vanished into the sky. When Xiaohong woke up, she was startled to see that the fat cat had grown enormous, but he explained that it was she who had shrunk. They had arrived in the Cat Kingdom. Turning around, she was captivated by the beautiful scenery and fresh air. It was like a paradise, filled with adorable cats. The soothing environment tempted her to lie down in the grass and soak in the beauty, even making her consider staying a bit longer. But just then, a beautiful white cat warned her not to indulge in this place. The longer she stayed, the further she would drift from the human world. The white cat even knew Xiaohong's name and urged her not to linger. Before Xiaohong could ask more, the cat servant arrived. Ignoring her protests, he brought her and the fat cat to the palace, leaving the white cat behind with a worried expression. At the palace, attendants dressed Xiaohong in an elegant bridal gown, while the fat cat, distracted by a lavish feast, completely forgot about her. He turned and spotted a huge jar of his favorite jelly. Once dressed, Xiaohong was brought before the king. She tried to politely decline the marriage proposal, explaining that she was human and the prince was a cat. But the king told her to look in the mirror. Only then did she realize she had turned into a cat herself. There was no escaping.